There is a card and a set silently going up, and no one's talking about it, and I don't understand why. What we're talking about in today's video is Paldean Fates. The Bubble Mew is breaking all-time highs every single day, and it can't go unnoticed. Why is no one talking about this? I look around and I can't find anybody talking about this. Why is no one talking about Paldean Fates? It is actually amazing. So, Paldean Fates is the topic of today's video. Now, if you're new to this channel, hello, my name is Sam. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's video. If you're a regular, thank you for watching. And also, if you're a regular but you haven't subscribed, please do consider subscribing. It helps the channel out a lot. Man, I'm almost at 1,500 subscribers. That is crazy. It feels like I hit 1K literally like last week. But yeah. So thank you guys so much. It's because of you guys, because you guys are so freaking great. So thank you guys. Anyways, Paldean Fates. So first of all, I'm going to be talking about two different products I think you should buy, and then I'm going to be talking about the Bubble Mew and why this is so significant and why it's such a big deal. So first of all, I'm just going to go into the significance of it. The significance of it is because everything around it is crashing, and that's quite interesting. So let's start off with Surging Sparks. Everything's hitting all-time lows. Surging Sparks is just getting thrashed right now. Prismatic Evolutions, I don't even want to talk about Prismatic Evolutions. It is getting absolutely annihilated right now, beyond comprehension. Oh my goodness, Prismatic Evolutions. Whew, those top chasers inside is just crashing. Destined Rivals, crashing. Once again, absolutely crashing. Journey Together died ages ago. Mate, I'm going to lose so much money. Holy crap, holding these. They're totally not up like 20% this month, but anyways, I'm going to lose tons of money on these guys. Everything is dead. Everything is crashing in Scarlet and Violet. Heck, even 151. Those chasers are not going up. Like, okay, they probably will. I just need to make it more exaggerated for the title, right? Like, I need to make the intro look interesting. So I'm just going to say 151 is crashing. You wouldn't believe it. What's coming next? And I'll just have like a shocked thumbnail. Yeah, anyways, basically, everything is crashing, but the Bubble Mew is quite literally going against the wave. And this is something I've tried to explain in the last couple weeks, in fact, months. I've been talking about Paldean Fates for a good while now, and I've said, hey, this is really slept on. Now, there's two definitions of slept on sets, two very, like, distant definitions, okay? You've got number one, where people say this is an underrated set, the top chasers inside are not expensive enough, they should be more expensive, the cards are so good inside, they shouldn't be $60, they should be $200, this set is underrated and it will do very well. Now that is pure speculation. Then you've got the other underrated, where people go, hey, the top chasers are so damn expensive, yet the sealed product is so damn cheap. Now, that is a non-speculative play. The reason is because the sealed product and the singles have a correlation together, right? The difference with the first option is that you're speculating the cards will go up. The thing about Paldean Fates is the cards have already gone up. Now the seal just needs to go up as well. And we get this window of opportunity, but that window is rapidly closing because it is going out of rotation next year. Now, for anyone who doesn't know, when it goes out of rotation, it doesn't really cop any reprints. Technically, there can still be restocks on top of it, but there aren't reprints. It's done. The printers are done. Now, why this is so significant for holiday sets specifically is because holiday sets are only featured in holiday set items. So a 151 item, so a 151 booster pack will only be found in 151 items. A Prismatic Evolutions booster pack will only be found in Prismatic Evolutions items. This is how they've been doing it since the dawn of the dinosaurs, right? So this is why this is so significant. We still find Evolving Skies to this day in tins. We still find X and Y packs to this day in tins. Now, they do not change the price of these older sets whatsoever. They do, of course, delay the uprising of it, but it doesn't really affect the price now. Maybe, you know, if there was less Evolving Skies in these loose packs, then it would be up a little bit more, but anyways, it's kind of irrelevant. The point is that this is so significant for specifically holiday sets because they generally don't just restock a specific holiday set like Champion's Path, Shining Fates, Crown Zenith. They generally don't. Now, the closest thing we've ever gotten was the Sea and Sky. I don't know. Yeah, you guys definitely cannot see that. But the Sea and Sky boxes, that is the closest thing we ever got. But guess what that did to the price of Crown Zenith? Literally nothing. And you want to know why? Because Crown Zenith was so far, it's like going out of rotation that it didn't really matter. It didn't affect the price whatsoever. So anyways, I'm going a bit of a side tangent. The reason why this is so significant is because no one is really talking about Paldean Fates, but people will. That's the thing. I know people will talk about it. You can't have a top chase being worth, what, 433 USD or 665 AUD. That's ridiculous. So why is this so important? The reason is because once an era is done, generally about 1 year after the era being completed, so July next year, generally there is a rally up of all of the top chasers. This happened with Sword and Shield, it happened with Sun and Moon. It generally happens 1 to 1.5 years after the final set is released. They all the singles just rally up. And the main reason towards why is because a lot of people actually need time to warm up to enjoy the singles. Generally, when people see the single for the first time, they don't actually know what to think. And there's nothing wrong with that, but they just generally don't know what to think. So they generally need some time to really like absorb it and just warm up to it, right? That's why Destiny Rise is doing so good now versus release date. People hated that Mewtwo on release date. People were going, people were crapping on it, people saying how bad it is, but now all of a sudden everybody wants the Mewtwo. It just goes back to that, right? They need to warm up to it. Now, what's going to happen is when there is the inevitable Scarlet and Violet top chase rally up, what's going to happen to the Bubble Mew? Because it's already breaking all-time highs here. Like the Pikachu, for example, right? It's down about 50% from its all-time high. So if that rallies up to its all-time high and does a 100% return, so its all-time high was, what, $500? And now it's like $250? So let's just say it rallies up 100% and goes from $250 to $500, right? Let's just say all top chasers go up 100%. That's a pretty fair thing to say. All the top chasers go up by 100%. That's pretty fair. Pretty similar thing happened to Sword and Shield. Yeah, about 100% is a pretty fair number. Does that mean that the Bubble Mew over here is going to be a $900 card? Does that mean that, and that's USD. AUD, it would be more like $1,300. That is raw. As a PSA 10, I mean, we're talking, if it's $900 USD, we're talking that PSA 10 is going to be like 2.5, right? It's a difficult card to grade. It's quite annoying because the quality control on holiday sets is so bad. You have this massive booster bundle and you have these loose packs, so they shake inside and it easily gets damaged. It's so bad grading it. For AUD pricing, it could be like $3,500. It could quite literally be the second most expensive slab of all of Scarlet and Violet. But once again, no one is talking about it. I just genuinely don't know why. It actually amazes me. Now, here's the thing. Can I ask you, let me ask you a question, right? If you could invest in Fusion Strike at, well, holding it the wrong way, lol. If you could invest in Fusion Strike at $150 a booster box, would you? Would you? Would you do it? Everybody says yes. Everybody says yes. No one's, not a single person is saying no. Well, I got good news for you, pal. Paldean Fates. It's literally Fusion Strike. And you want to know why? Because Fusion Strike, for the longest time, was really loved by collectors, just like the Bubble Mew is. The Bubble Mew is loved by collectors, but investors weren't really that crazy over it. Investors weren't that crazy over Fusion Strike. Now, people have this mentality that Fusion Strike was always dead. That's just not true. That's just pure bullshit. It was never dead. It's just investors didn't pick it because they were picking stuff like Celebrations, Evolving Skies. They were picking stuff like Brilliant Stars at the time. But Fusion Strike, and also they were picking like Lost Origin, but Fusion Strike was tucked in the corner. It was loved by collectors. Oh man, collectors loved it. People love that Espeon. People love that Gengar, just like how they love it to this day. However, it didn't get the attention of investors until it started to rally up. That's where it really got the attention, and people went, oh shit, this is a really, 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 really good item. It was amazing. It was actually amazing to watch the tide change. For anyone who wasn't there when Fusion Strike was like $150 a booster box, yeah, collectors loved it. Investors did not really talk about it, like literally at all. And it kind of makes you feel like Paldean Fates is sort of that. Because Paldean Fates is not talked about by investors. No one really talks about it. But collectors, oh man, collectors love Paldean Fates. Mate, collectors love cracking Paldean Fates. Collectors love the top chasers, the Charizard, Gardevoir, Pikachu, Mew. People love it. But it's just not that hot right now to invest in. And you know what that does? That creates opportunity. Opportunity is created when there is a certain amount of people hating it. Now, there is a fixed ratio on how much money you can make based on how many people dislike it versus like it. Great example is, let's use 151. A bunch of people are confident in 151. It hasn't been doing that much lately. Yeah, sure, it's gone up a little bit. But, like, I would say to you, like, don't expect it to do a whole ton. Like, You know what's interesting? Seeing Pokemon Center 151 ETBs just 5x. You know why? Because literally no one was talking about it. Everybody was focused on booster bundles and restocks and reprints, and people were saying, wait! And you got a product that no one's talking about, and boom, it 5x's in price. Then you've got the normal stuff like booster bundles and shit like that, where it's just stagnant. Now, this is a pretty poor example because there's a lot of restocks, but my point is that generally when there's a high conviction level for a certain item, generally it tends to not perform bad, but there can be underrated items that actually end up doing really, really well. A great example is Mega Cards. Who was talking about Mega Cards 6 months ago? Literally nobody. Literally nobody was talking about Mega Cards. If you bought Furious Fists, if you bought... Why did I mention Furious Fists? Like, that's been the top performer of... Okay, whatever. If you bought Phantom Forces, if you bought Flashfire, or you bought the top chasers from Roaring Skies, I mean, dude, a Roaring Skies booster box, I bought a Roaring Skies booster box for what, 500 USD? Now I think those booster boxes are like $3,000. I bought it, I just lowballed this guy on eBay and he just accepted it. It was so good. Man, back in the day, you could just lowball people on eBay. Man, that was peak of Pokemon, am I right, Chad? Like, that was so good. I would literally just lowball people for like hours a day and they would just accept it and I would just flip it on the same platform and turn a profit. It was so good. I made a little bit of money. It wasn't that crazy. There's no such thing as lowballing in this like state of the market right now. But my whole point is that, like, let's use Bitcoin as an example, right? When Bitcoin started off, 99.9% of people hated it. They thought it wouldn't get anywhere, right? So then that few percent of people who took advantage of it, those people won in the end, right? And opportunities is created when everybody doesn't believe in it or people aren't talking about it. Opportunity is created when the numbers speak for themselves. The stats, the performance speaks for itself. Paldean Fates doesn't need an intro. It doesn't need to explain itself. It just whips out the top chase. Boom, $430 card. That speaks for itself. It doesn't need an introduction. Yeah, I've got a Mew, I've got a Charizard, I've got a Gardevoir inside. Oh yeah, I've also got a Pikachu, got an Iono, got a Penny, got a Snorlax inside, got a Charmander, Charmeleon. It doesn't need an intro. It's him. It's Timothy, right? And it just amazes me because people have their eyes elsewhere. I mean, honestly, people talk about like Paldea Evolved. People talk about other sets. Like, I own Paldean Evolved, right? I don't mind it. I actually think it's a pretty crap set. Magikarp is okay at best. But, dude, people talk about Paldean Evolved more than Paldean Fates, which is just stupid. Because the top chase in Paldean Evolved is almost half the price of the Bubble Mew. The Bubble Mew doesn't need an introduction. And what's going to happen when all the Scarlet Violet singles rally up? The Bubble Mew is going to go up. Now, here's the thing. This is what I love, right? You can silently accumulate Paldean Fates in the corner. And I really need to stop making videos about it because I'm so under-invested in it. I have, like, one tin here. I'll show you guys. I have this one tin here. Oh, well, no, I have other stuff. Sorry, I don't know why I was acting like this is the only thing. I've got, yeah, I mean, you guys can see it. You guys aren't blind. But I got two displays. I got 3 list bundles, and I got this premium collection box, and I got this tin. Preferably, I end up on, like, 50 to 100 bundles by the time it retires, because my conviction level on this is just through the roof. Like, genuinely, it is just, I cannot explain how confident I am in Paldean Fates. And the fact that the Bubble Mew is genuinely making waves when it's just, what? Like, everything else around it is crashing. Now, I want to talk about what things you can buy. I've literally had this on my leg for like 10 minutes. I'm going to take that off. I think you should buy this. The Charizard one specifically. It is actually really, really cheap. So it has 4 packs inside. Now, I just want to remind you guys all that loose packs in Scarlet and Violet will perform way better than Sword and Shield for the sole reason that you can't weigh or like scan for hits. I know who doesn't know, because there's a guaranteed holofoil in every single pack. That makes it where you can't like beep out which packs have a holo and which one don't. So like Lost Origin is a great example, right? If you have, I don't know, 100 packs of Lost Origin, what? I'm going to say 50 of them will just have nothing inside. Like, some of them will have holos or, like, a V inside, sure. But usually it's, like, what, 50% just have nothing inside, right? Just a holo. And you just rinse through $10 every single time you open up one of those. Well, what you can do is you can buy, like, literally a $10 beeper on Amazon, and it'll literally tell you which ones have hits inside and which ones don't. You can't do that with Scarlet and Violet. So I just wanted to remind everybody, yes, loose packs will still be worth a lot. Anyways, Paldean Fates tin, it goes for $62. As 4 packs inside, a phenomenal promo, but also this is one of the few tins with a shiny Charizard. That is pretty rare. Look at it. It's a shiny Charizard. Look at the artwork. You know when people say that Fusion Strike goes up so much because it's a pink box? When I say they, I mean me. I don't know why I said that, like there's a bunch of people talking about that. But in my videos a lot, I credit a lot of Fusion Strike's growth. I credit about 10 to 15% of its price to the actual box art itself because it's such a good looking display. I would say this is going to be a very, very similar situation. You've got the Charizard on the side, which I just realized, sorry, this Charizard is on every single one of the tins, but it's still there nonetheless. But the main fact is that you got the Charizard on the front and then you got the promo inside. Pretty decent promo. It's nothing worth shitting yourself over, but it's pretty good. But the whole point, more or less, is that it's a really, really good tin with a good artwork. So this is item number 1, which is $62. I cannot recommend this item enough. I would genuinely recommend you pick up a couple of these, but then also, once again, you genuinely cannot go wrong with the booster bundles. I was actually talking about this in a video that I recently uploaded, that this is one of the top, I believe I said 6 items you should buy in all of pretty much just Pokemon right now. I believe this is one of the top 6 buys, specifically loose bundles. The reason is because people are going to want to crack the set, and this is going to be the most efficient price per pack to crack it. So because this is the cheapest price per pack, in theory, when people open it up, the price of the packs go up, which means this will naturally also go up. On top of the fact that booster bundles have a premium, displays are too expensive. Like, look, yeah, sure, Paldean Fates displays, I'm sure they're going to do just fine, but I don't know, man. I feel like booster bundles are just going to do, like, fine as well. Yeah, I think Paldean Fates is honestly just a fantastic set. I cannot recommend it enough. I genuinely think you should buy some. I think it has so much potential in the future. I think it's going to do quite well. But yeah, that's actually going to do it for today's video, guys. I don't know if this video is going to be a little bit shorter than usual. I just wanted to mention this because I genuinely feel like it's so underrated. And also, that Bubble Mew will not stop going up. It literally shows no signs of slowing down, which is honestly just absolutely laughable because I literally have not shutted the hell up about Paldean Fates for months on. It's really nice to see the results of the singles, which guarantees the results for the sealed product. So it's kind of cool to know that everyone who's holding Paldean Fates right now is going to be up 20 to 30% guaranteed on their investment within like a couple months. Once people start to realize that the sealed products should be more expensive than they actually are. But the beauty of it is, if this can hold, like, guys, for all the people holding Paldean Fates right now, let's just keep it low, okay? Don't talk about Paldean Fates. Let's just keep it low. Guys, huddle up, okay? If you're watching this video, just, try to just, don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. Why don't we all accumulate Paldean Fates, and then people will realize it's a really good set once it's out of rotation, and we'll all be laughing. Hey, sounds like a deal to me. I mean, we're only, it goes out of rotation in April? We've got, 9 more months or 8 more months? We've got 8 more months until it goes out of rotation. Guys, if we can just hold this for 8 more months, and if all the retail investors don't realize how valuable this actually is, because the problem is, if people recognize that it's really valuable, and it's actually way better than people give it credit for, bro, I really don't want these Paldean Fates bundles to double in price before I get a good position on them. So yeah, it's good for today's video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Have a good one.